because sometimes I forget, and that's not a good thing to forget, because then I have to go back and re-record it. That only happened once. I had to go back and re-record it, and that was a good thing that I had the extra material, so I could do that. But this is the Summer Flamingo Wreath class, and let me go ahead and move my laptop over. I actually was messing with my work form for a little bit before I started. I like the work wreath forms, whoops, with the, I just dropped my thing, hold on a second here. I like the work wreath forms with the pipe cleaners already attached, but sometimes I notice, I'm not sure where they make these things, China or whatever. I do notice that sometimes they put them together kind of quickly and they're loose. And I don't like when they're loose, so I get zip ties and I sort of like reinforce that with the zip ties. And that's kind of what I was doing, because you know how if you've ever bought these before, they kind of like flop over, and I hate that. So I like them to be sticking up straight. One of the reasons why I like these, and I know I've said this before, is because I like how fuzzy these things are, and they sort of like add to the wreath. I mean, obviously there's the convenience of having them already attached, but I just think they look pretty. You don't have to really worry about cutting them off or hiding them when you're done. I think I got this one from the wreath shop. If you use these at all, you guys will know that they've been sold out in a lot of places for a while. Craft Outlet was totally sold out. You couldn't find them anywhere. And I got an email from the wreath shop, and they had said that because wreath making has just like taken off, I guess, in the last year, because of everybody doing Facebook Lives and just, all the groups that are out there now. And you'll notice now, I don't know who's been with me since the beginning, since I started these classes last July, but there was only maybe one or two other people that were doing these types of classes. And they really weren't even doing these types of classes. They were just doing Facebook Lives. Now, there's nothing wrong with Facebook Lives. I'm not going to knock those. But I was talking to one of our new members on the phone earlier today, and I'm hoping she's going to be joining us soon, because I kind of was chatting with her a little bit about what she needed to do and how to download Zoom and all that. And I was trying to explain to her that, I watch so many Facebook Lives and I do enjoy them, but I feel like Facebook Lives should be more, I guess, for entertainment purposes. And what I mean by that is I don't think you should really use Facebook Live as a tutorial, because I see so many lives where I see the comments just scrolling by and they're not seeing them. Now, I know some people have someone else there reading the comments for them, and that's probably what I would have to do. But I like the fact that you guys can just ask your questions out loud. That's important to me, like in a learning setting. I feel like you should be able to do that. I'm just trying to see who else maybe has joined us here. No, nobody else new. I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, what I was going to say is there were just a lot of suppliers that were out of these wreath forms. Now, another reason why I like these, and I was trying to explain to you, Ronnie, that you see how the work wreath form is really domed. It's really like elevated here. If you look at a Dollar Tree form, and I'm not knocking the Dollar Tree forms because I use those too. In fact, I just went and I picked up a case today. They're a little flatter. So you're going to get a little bit of more of a full wreath when you use these. They're more expensive, but again, I do like to use the. I'm trying to find where those pipe cleaners went that I just bought. I do like to use the Dollar Tree forms too. Here's a Dollar Tree form that
these are
line of wreath that I didn't finish, and you can see how it's just
it's
flatter. It doesn't go up as much as these. So, but there's. Did somebody have a question?
I do.
Who's there? Who's that?
Ronnie.
What's up, dear?
I'm looking at my frame, and it's just about as domed as the one you have. So I don't think it's Dollar Tree.
It had 4 rings, though, right? I remember you sending me the picture.
Yeah, it had 4 rings.
Maybe you got it from Joann's or Michael's or something, maybe?
I have no idea. I have a bin of them, and I just pull from the bin.
Yeah, you told me that. That's possible, too. I'm not gonna tell exactly what it is that I'm gonna do. It's not gonna be done in this class, but I saw kind of a neat technique. I saw somebody else do it, and I really want to try it, but I don't think it's gonna work with a Dollar Tree frame. You have to have the kind that has the 3 bars like that have a big space, and it's really, really domed like this. Yours did look domed though, Ronnie, so, but I'm not gonna talk about that now, but I think it's really neat and I wanna try it, but we're not gonna do it tonight because it's kind of like last minute, so. I got all my ties facing up. If you have a Dollar Tree frame or a frame that's not one that has the ties on it already, I did post a video. I've posted it several times before. It's from Halo Designs. I love her. She does it the exact same way that I do it. If I have a Dollar Tree frame and I have to add my own, typically you're just going to do 10 on the outside, 10 on your outside, spaced about 4.5 inches apart. And 8 on the inside. If you happen to get an extra one here and there, it's not the end of the world. You're just going to add another ruffle there. Because technically, there's 18 ties here. And I think if you cut 2 rolls of mesh, you're going to have more than 18 pieces. I don't know how many I have. I didn't count. But I like to use everything I have. So if I end up having a ruffle or 2 left over, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick another pipe cleaner in and add it. I'm not going to waste it. So. This is a really pretty pink, hot pink snowball mesh that I got. I actually ordered it from an Etsy shop, and I thought it was going to be plain. And then she messaged me and she said, oh my God, she said, I opened the box and it's snowball mesh. Is that okay? And I said, of course, I love snowball mesh. I think it's so pretty. And you can cut it with the wood burning tool too. You can't cut snowdrift. Is it snowdrift or snowball? I think it's snowball. I don't know. Snowdrift has just got heavier pieces of this white stuff going through it. But you can cut this with the wood burning tool. So this is a really long piece of mesh. If you haven't seen this method before, it's great for a couple of reasons. You only have to put 1 of these per tie, which means less cutting, and it just really makes a nice full wreath. So you lay your piece of mesh down, and it's nice that I have these lines here because it's gonna help me to scrunch it. And you just start scrunching it up. Try to keep it as straight as you can. And I'm pretty sure, I did get this from an Etsy shop, but I'm pretty sure it's Craft Outlet Mesh. Or I should correct that by saying Craig Bachman. If you're not familiar with who Craig Bachman is, and there's your ruffle. Craig Bachman is a wholesaler, and that's who Craft Outlet and a lot of other suppliers get their mesh from. And it's thick. You can tell. You have Hobby Lobby mesh or Walmart or whatever, you can tell that because it's thinner. Now I use Hobby Lobby mesh. I don't really like Michael's mesh at all. But it's thicker. Did somebody have a question? I hear somebody's unmuted. Or did somebody just join us?
That would be me, your favorite pain in the bum.
Who's that?
That would be Dawn.
Hi, Dawn, you made it.
Yes, I finally did. I had to run in and run out and let the dogs out.
Well, you're only 10 minutes. You're only 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
What you got on? Dawn, everybody, this is Dawn. She's new. This is her first class. Everybody say hello. They're all muted, Dawn, so.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
Usually what I do, Dawn, is, and I didn't do it yet because we don't have that many people on live tonight. A lot of times, especially on a weekend night, people have plans, so they just want the video. I mute everybody. You do still have the capability to unmute yourself, but the reason why I mute everybody is just to kind of cut down on the background noise. But are you on your phone or what are you using?
I'm on my phone tonight.
Okay, so if you just tap your screen, your controls should come up. And
Oh,
you should
okay.
see the mute or unmute button. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any questions right now, or because I'm going to mute you?
Not so far. You're good.
Okay, so if you have a question, please just unmute yourself. Don't feel like you're interrupting. That's what this is about. Let me just see if anybody else has jumped on. No? So let me just do this, just kind of, because you know, a lot of times what happens to you, and I don't think many people realize this, Zoom is so funny. I love Zoom, but what it does is it defaults to something called speaker view. And what that means is whoever is speaking, the camera will go, or the video feed will go to their camera. And if they don't have their webcam on, it just shows like a black screen. And that's okay. But for purposes of the final video, like when I'm sending the video out, it's, you know, I've gotten so many emails from people saying, why do I see a black screen? Is there something wrong with my video? I'm like, no. So if you have a question, just unmute yourself. So I don't know if you saw this yet already done. You don't have to unmute yourself. But this is a 30-inch long piece of mesh. And this is a pretty popular method to use for a couple of reasons. Because you have less cutting, and you only have to put one of these per pipe cleaner because it's such a big piece, and it makes a really full wreath too. So, and what I have here, Dawn, I don't know how new you are to wreath making, but this is called a work wreath form, and you can get them online anywhere. Trendy Tree, the Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop, and it's just a wreath form with the ties already attached. I do like to use these because they're a little bit more dome shaped. You can see how it kind of goes up and it makes the wreath a little bit more full, but I've absolutely used the Dollar Tree forms as well. They work just as good. So we're just going to start at the bottom here, and you're just going to start scrunching up your mesh. That's all you do. And this is snowball mesh, so I'm just following the line right up the middle. When you get to the end, you're just ruffling it up. When you get to the end, if you feel like your piece isn't even on either side, you can kind of mess with it a little bit and even it out. But you just want to get a ruffle just like that. Nice one big ruffle. All right, I already put one in. I'm starting on the outside. You're going to do one per tie. It's going to open up your tie or your pipe cleaner. Now I like to go parallel to the wreath form if you see how I'm doing that. If I was doing, say, two 15-inch pieces of mesh and adding 2 per tie, I would crisscross them. But because we just have one, and this way we can go to the one that's before it, you don't really want them to lay on top of each other. You want them to push each other up, because that's the whole idea of a ruffle wreath is you want them to be facing up. I just love this snowball mesh. It's so pretty. So you just kind of let them push each other up next to each other. Oh, am I getting blurry here? Right. You have to raise your hand, honey. You can just unmute yourself. Did you know that you raised your hand?
Christine,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the work wreath that I got at Hobby Lobby,
Okay.
and
Camera though.
they have 16
16 what?
ties.
It's
And
probably
only-
because it's a little bit smaller.
Well, it's a 15-inch wreath,
Yeah, I don't know.
and it's got two rings.
Yeah. See, everybody makes them differently. This is the standard one that you can get from the Wreath Shop or Craft Outlet, and they typically come with 18 ties. If yours only has 16, you can go ahead when you're done adding all your mesh, because I'm probably going to have some pieces left over too, even with 18 ties. When you're done adding all your mesh, if you have any pieces left over, just grab another pipe cleaner and just stick it in somewhere. And I'll show you how I do that too, because I don't like to have any mesh left over. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with adding another pipe cleaner. I don't think I've ever gotten the work wreath forms from Hobby Lobby. I have gotten them from Michael's before. Only because I'm the type of person that when I go into like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's and I buy something on sale, I have to use my coupon. Like, there's always the coupon for either 40 or 50% off. I have to find something to spend it on. So I think one day I went in and I couldn't find anything I liked that was regular price, so I just got a work wreath form. And I use my coupon on that. Does anybody else do that, or is it just me? It's like I feel like I have to use that coupon when I'm in there.
No, I do too, but I just looked at the Hobby Lobby ones,
Yeah.
and like she said, they only had the 2 rings.
Yeah.
So I didn't
don't know.
I didn't pick it up. I'm gonna jump on Craft Outlet and grab one.
I don't think you're gonna find any on there. I don't think they were in stock yet, because I just looked yesterday.
Okay.
The Wreath Shop has some. The Wreath Shop, I like them, and they're really fast. They're shipping this really fast too.
Oh, okay.
See, the last time I checked Craft Outlet yesterday, they said that arriving this week.
And Trendy Tree.
Trendy Tree has them?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. I'm also gonna check. I've got a flower. Gosh, now the name of it is escaping me. It's not Pier 1. I can't remember what it is now.
It's a flower, you said? What is it?
Well, it's like a flower shop, but they've kind of got a little bit of everything.
Uh-huh.
My gosh. Now I'm going to have to go and look at my bag and see what the
Where are
bag
you
says.
located? Where are you from?
In Missouri.
In Missouri. I'm trying to think what shops might be local to just out there. I know that down south they have Carolina Pottery and Sims Pottery and all those cool places that we don't have up here. I'm in upstate New York.
Well, it's not. I know it's not Hobby Lobby. We've got Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, and the last one is escaping me. My goodness.
I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice, though. I do not like Michael's mesh. When you cut it, especially if it's a metallic. I'm just going to mute you. I'm sorry, honey. Just cut down on the background noise. Michael's mesh is just the metallic in it just comes out. And another thing I noticed about Michael's mesh is that they don't have 10-inch. They have 12-inch. Not that it matters, but when I was making my spring centerpiece and I had all 10-inch mesh, and then I used one roll of the Michael's mesh, and it was 12 inches, it really messed me up. It messed up the look of my centerpiece, and I didn't realize it was 12 inches until it was too late, but that's all right. Hobby Lobby's not bad.
It's old time pottery.
Yes. Yep, I've heard of them before, too. I wish we had them out here.
I'm going to go look and see, because they had a bunch of work wreaths.
Wow, nice. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch. It's the little place I talk about. Nobody knows about it. They're fully stocked all the time.
Wow.
Fully stocked.
Yeah, I've heard of them before. I would love to have one of them out here. You can actually also find a couple of shops on Etsy. You know, I use Etsy a lot. Like if I need a certain type of a ribbon, or I'm looking for a sign, or, you know, just something that I can't seem to find anyplace else. I use Etsy a lot. eBay sometimes, Amazon sometimes, but I'm finding that Amazon's prices really aren't that great. But I do use Etsy a lot. So again, as you're adding your ruffles, just instead of, the one before it, instead of having, laying it on top, just pull it up so they're sort of like fluffing each other up. That's the look that you want to go for. You can see how full it is just by adding the one piece per tie, because you have that huge 30-inch piece. Now, if you're finding that it's a little difficult for you to ruffle it, I just need a bigger table, you guys. I think my birthday's tomorrow. I'm going to ask for a bigger craft table. And then I can put my camera up a little bit higher. If you're finding that it's difficult for you to ruffle it up the middle like this, sometimes what you can do too is you can sort of go on the ends here and do it like that, sort of like an accordion. See, now that's difficult for me, going up the ends. I'd rather go up the middle, but it's possible to do it that way too. Just take your time and sort of bring it to you is really the best way to do it, because it is a big piece. But the finished look is really worth it. I can't tell you guys how often I have to clean out my vacuum cleaner, because you should see my rug in here when I'm done with a class. There's pieces of stuff all over it. Somebody keeps unmuting themselves. Is that you, Dawn? Are you doing that by accident?
Nope. Just did it. Just to answer your question.
Oh, okay.
I think it was me, Connie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I did use the wood burning tool, but I still have some phrase here. Somebody talking?
Connie? Can you
Hi,
hear me?
Connie. You
Hi
made
there.
it.
I had a hard time getting on it.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I downloaded it last week and I was on and was in and looking around, and today it told me I wasn't a member.
That
So I
you
had-
weren't a member?
Yeah, I had to redo everything.
Oh, that's weird.
It is.
I can hardly hear you, though.
You're very loud, so I don't know. I've never used my computer to talk into, so I don't know where my volume is for that.
Where your microphone is?
Yeah, I have no clue.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, we'll figure out what happened after class. I'm not quite sure.
I got in.
Like you said, maybe you just needed to download it again, and you are in. That's
Yep.
awesome. I'm glad. This everybody say hi to Connie. This is her first class too. Connie's new.
Hi, Connie.
Hi,
there.
Connie. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Connie.
Hello, Connie.
Hi, Emily, Debbie, Dawn, and Ronnie, and Lucinda.
Yes. Welcome. It's my first time too.
Usually the first time getting on can be a little bit challenging, but then you'll get to be old pros like Debbie and Cindy and Ronnie and everybody else here. So,
Yeah, and
okay.
they've been me over.
Connie, what I'm going to do though, and like I said, I'll talk to you after class and we'll figure out, but you are on now, so I think your problem is over. What I usually do though is I mute everybody just to kind of cut down on the background noise. Are you on your phone or your laptop, or what are you using to watch the class?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody. If you have a question, just hover your mouse over the bottom of the Zoom picture. Am I big on your screen or am I tiny?
I have you big.
Okay, good. Just hover your mouse over the bottom of your screen and you'll see your controls come up and you'll see the mute button or the unmute button. I'm not sure what it says. Hold on. It says mute, right. So I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute everybody just to cut down again on the background noise. If you have a question, just hover your mouse over the bottom and just unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay? I'm glad you made it.
Thanks. Me too.
Okay, good. And you have all your stuff. I helped you with your ribbon. So if you don't finish your wreath during class, don't worry, because you're going to get the video. So, all right, honey. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. We have a couple new people here. I'm so excited. All right, let's keep going here. I love to chit chat, but if we chit chat all night long, we're never going to get anything done. But this is why it's so nice doing it this way. My laptop keeps sliding. I like to be able to have the verbal interaction, and you just don't get that with a Facebook Live. So now, Connie, what I'm doing here, I don't know how long you've been watching. You don't have to unmute yourself. This is your 30-inch piece of mesh. And if this is the first time that you're making a ruffle wreath, it might be a little bit weird for you because it is so long. But the reason why this method is so nice is because you're just ruffling it up the middle. You're just pinching it up the middle. The reason why this method is nice is for a couple of reasons. You don't have as many cuts, so you don't have, obviously as many frays. And you only need to put one of these big, huge things per tie. So it makes a really, really full wreath. And this is a work wreath form with the ties already attached. I don't know if you heard the conversation that somebody else was saying that they bought their wreath form from Hobby Lobby and it only had 16 pipe cleaners attached instead of 18. Typically, you're going to get a work wreath form, it's got 18, but different manufacturers make them different ways. I got this one from the wreath shop, and I do make my own sometimes, especially since recently these work wreath forms have sort of been non-existent. They've been sold out everywhere. And that's perfectly fine. It's so easy to do. You just put 10 pipe cleaners on the outside ring, 8 on the inside, spaced about 4.5 inches apart. I did post a video in the events calendar under this class listing. I usually try to post it under every class listing, just so you know how to do it. But these work wreath forms are also domed. You can see how they kind of go up a little bit more than the Dollar Tree frames. So it makes a little bit of a fuller wreath too. I don't know why my camera keeps going blurry here. I apologize. It does happen. A new camera. I'm going to start buy Christina a new camera for her classes fund. What do you think of that? I love to do the Mevo. If you see some of the Facebook Lives and some of the wreath makers do the Mevo, I think that's just for live streams though. I love those because they're so clear. All right, so. And I did cut this with the wood burning tool. Connie and Dawn, if you're not familiar with the wood burning tool, we can chat about that after class. It's actually a way that you can cut your mesh and cut down on frays. If you don't like frays, which I certainly don't. And I'm going parallel with the wreath form when I add my ruffle. And I'm lifting up the one before it because I want them to sort of push each other up, because that's how I like ruffles. Ruffles have got to be my favorite way to make a wreath. I could make a ruffle wreath every day. I'm not real good at the poof just because they don't come out right for me. Unless I'm doing the poof, if you saw the patriotic poof wreath that I did and they were all kind of squished together, those I like. But look, how can you not like ruffles? Look at that, especially with the snowball mesh. So pretty. Sometimes I get done with a wreath and I'm making ruffles and I hate to even add anything to it because I don't want to cover it up. I know a lot of wreath makers add a ton of ribbon, but I like to be able to see my mesh. I've said that so many times. When you're just crunching it up the middle, if it starts to get wonky on you, when you have it in your hand and you're done, if you see that there's maybe more on one side than the other side, just kind of fix it.
Christina,
Yeah.
if anybody has problems with their hands, get a not a paper clip, a clothespin, because when it gets it's this long, it's more difficult to hang on to.
Yeah, that's true too.
As they go, it's a lot easier.
So what do you mean? Like, where do you put the clothespin? As you're ruffling it, you mean? Or like when you're done ruffling it? I know a lot of times when you do the spiral wreath, when you do maybe 2 or 3 spirals per bundle, it's kind of hard to hold on to them as you're adding them. So I've seen people use chip clips and stuff for that too. So we're almost done with the bottom here. And like I said, I'm probably going to have some pieces left over. Like I think I'm most certain I will, because I'm not even through one roll yet. And if that's the case, I may just go ahead and add more pipe cleaners. And what you can do, there's no rule in wreath making saying that you can only add X amount of pipe cleaners or ruffles. Here's my last one in the bottom here. And I'm just sort of evening it out as I get it in there. You don't want to pull and tug at your mesh too much, because that's when you're going to get frays. But there's the bottom, and look how pretty that is. I just love that mesh. That's so pretty. I think I need to start putting my camera up a little bit higher. I think I need to try to get some sort of a tripod or something here. There we go. There we go. think it's a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to go to the inside. It's getting caught on my shirt. You're going to know if you're new to mesh wreaths, you're going to know what types of clothing to wear when you're working with it and what not to wear, because mesh likes to catch onto your clothes. I don't ever really wear sweaters when I'm working with mesh because you're going to destroy your sweater. Now, if you want to maybe lay something on the end of it, like, you know how mesh just likes to roll in on itself. Sometimes I'll maybe put my tape measure there just to kind of hold it while I'm rolling it. You can do that too. I see you, Connie. You turned your camera on. But if you go slow like this when you're ruffling it,
I'm not sure what happened, but I lost all sound.
I think she's frozen.
I did too.
I think I'm frozen on my end. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I see Debbie. I
Yeah.
don't see
Ew.
anybody.
Tina just left, so she's probably going to redo whatever she does and comes back in.
Oh, it says my pop-up said join a meeting. I don't want to do that, do I? I'm already here, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay, I'll answer.
Something just happened to Christina. Christina,
Well, Debbie's the only one we can see.
you can see me?
I can see you.
I can see Debbie.
My start video says, I have a line through my start video. At the
Christina's
bottom.
in yay.
I didn't know my video was on.
I see you perfectly,
Well,
and I can hear you. Oh, and I froze again. Debbie, can you see me?
I can see Connie.
Oh, I can't see anybody. Emily's name came up.
I can see you now.
I just sent Christina a message.
Everybody's gone. It's just a black screen.
That's all I have too.
The screen will be black if you don't have your video on. You'll get a blank screen when someone speaks.
Right.
If you don't have your camera on, it'll be a black screen.
Well, that's really weird because I never messed with it.
And we can see Connie still.
Yeah. Well, I've got a black screen now,
You
but
know
I
when
can see Connie and Debbie.
I
can't-
did too. If you tap the screen, you'll see down the bottom, there's audio and there's video.
On the left-hand side.
So the audio, if you have the video off, you will only have a black screen.
Okay, but where did Christina go? Because she was here and then.
I just sent her a message, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. So it's not just us. Okay.
Nope, it's not you guys.
Okay, well, then I won't touch it.
I touched mine and I got out. It closed on me.
Well, now there's Connie.
I hear children.
Not my house. I have none.
I would say not in my house. My dogs are quiet.
It's probably at my house. My little kids are here.
This is Cindy. I can hear you guys all just fine. I don't know what the heck happened to Christina.
Well, I'll tell you, my mesh looks very thin because I bought it at Hobby Lobby today. I didn't want to use my good mesh if I didn't.
Hey, I've been there, done the same thing, let me tell you.
Wonder if you could double up and do 230s.
I'm thinking of just, if it's too bad, I'll just add more in because I had way more than I thought I would out of the 2 rolls.
For that price, you really couldn't beat it at $5 a roll.
I know, and I got a lot of ribbon today too.
Yeah, I kind of spent $138.
Oh, I was better than you. Only 99.
Oh, whatever.
I kept looking, thinking, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Well, and then I got kind of angry because, you know, all their ribbons 50% off, all their mesh 50% off.
Yep.
Do you know they have all their fall stuff out?
Yep.
The 4th of July stuff is out. They wouldn't do that on sale. I'm like, well, your sign doesn't say any exclusions.
Well,
It
you know,
says,
on my store, they put the fall stuff, all the fall ribbons in a different section. Over in the fall, they didn't put it in. And I got 5 or 6 rolls in the clearance section of nice wired ribbon in the material section.
really?
Yeah, I got some really nice. This one, oops, can you see that?
Oh, that's super cute.
$1.50.
Wow, that'd be really cute in the lemonade one.
I'm actually using it for this one. I got more, and this was $2.50
Oh, that's super cute too.
for 30 feet. And where's my other one? I have a huge bag. $1.99.
Where?
Hobby Lobby in the material section in the clearance. $2.
Oh, they're all super cute.
They are. They had a 10.
I'm back, you guys.
Oh, there she is.
Right.
My laptop fell on the floor,
Oh my gosh.
and then everything just went out. Everything went out. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Well, I thought, well, maybe she doesn't like us anymore.
No, it just, it's so hard. If you guys could see my setup, my laptop is sort of like laying on the end of my table, and it just like tipped over and it fell on the floor, and then everything was like gone. I'm so sorry, you guys. But the nice thing about it, and that's another nice thing about Zoom, is that you guys didn't get kicked out. I got kicked out, and you can see everything's all discombobulated here now. I'm so sorry about that. Were you guys just like chatting?
Obviously.
That's
I was
good.
showing them my ribbons I got in the clearance section.
I
of the-
saw part of that. You were holding up your ribbon there.
Holy
I don't even
crap.
know how long I was gone. I appreciate you guys waiting for me. That doesn't happen. Connie and Dawn, that doesn't usually happen. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, and Not very often. I
That's okay.
apologize for that. But
Well,
that's just what makes live classes interesting. It's when
Right.
you have mishaps once in a while. So anyway.
technology is great until it doesn't work anymore, and then we just got to deal with it.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's just keep ruffling. Let's just pick up where we left off. I apologize. I'm glad you guys waited for me and didn't think that I was gone forever.
No
I
worries.
figured you knew I'd be back.
Yep.
I don't even know what you saw. I feel like I was there 1 minute and I was gone the next.
Pretty much. We didn't see it falling or nothing.
Yeah. Well, because my camera is up here. Okay, it's on this, I actually have it set up on one of those pedestal fans, believe it or not. And my laptop that I'm watching you with is in front of me over here. So, and it kind of just like slid off the table. So,
Christina,
well, okay.
Christina,
Yeah.
take your mesh roller, the mesh holder,
Uh-huh.
turn it upside down and you have a ledge.
What do you mean I have a ledge?
You'll have a ledge to put your laptop on.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It'll be a little bit more stable.
Ronnie, you're so helpful.
Oh yeah.
What I really needed you to do though, Ronnie, then this is, actually I'm not going to use this piece. This was a short piece I have left over. What I really need you to do for me, Ronnie, is send me a piece of that cherry almond cake.
I'm gonna try it again.
You what?
It came out okay. It wasn't bad, but
Oh, really?
you can't put the stuff in it. You have to make the cake and put it on top.
I love Ronnie, you guys, but she's always telling me that what she's cooking, and it kills me. She looks like she's an amazing cook. But you know what? Tomorrow I don't have to cook because it's my birthday. I'm going out to dinner, so I'm very excited about that. It's so cool that I have Mother's Day one Sunday and then my birthday the following Sunday. Is that not cool or what? I'm good with that.
Well, happy early birthday. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
I
tell me,
usually
you
get,
guys, that this is not an awesome method. I just love ruffles. And look how pretty. Aren't those gorgeous? I love that snowball mesh. And you'll see, like if you're new to wreath making, you'll see as you start buying the different types of mesh, you're going to see the difference in the quality, like immediately. Now, Shelly B, if you have purchased any of the kits from Shelly B Home and Holiday, she's the one who supplies the kits for me. The one that Let Your Light Shine, that's from Honey Pot Junction. That's another woman that I work with for wreath kits, but I'm pretty sure she gets her mesh from the same place too. I think they pretty much both use Craig Bachman. I could be wrong. But you're going to notice the difference in the mesh. Now, like I said, I use Hobby Lobby mesh, but you can tell it's just a lot thinner. This is really, really thick right here. So I may not even have to go back through and add more ruffles. If I have any left over, I may still just stick them in because I have them. But look at that. You don't see any gaps at all in there. That's really, really full. And that's what you want. You're going to find that the more metallic a mesh has in it too, the better that it covers. You'll find, you're going to see your standard mesh, which has no metallic in it, and that's the cheapest. Then you're going to see regular metallic mesh. That's a little bit more expensive. That's got lines of the metallic through it. And then you're going to see something that's called wide foil or deluxe mesh. And that's really, really shiny. And I have one here that I can show you. And it's very, very thick, and it covers really, really well. That type of mesh is good for the poof method because typically wreath makers will do their poofs in 10-inch poofs. And I don't like to see my wreath frame. I think that's another reason why I don't like to do the poof, because I always feel like it doesn't cover good enough and I can see my wreath frame. But if you use that wide foil, let me just get it out for you. I think we have a roll of pink over here. if you use the wide foil, it's called, now it's more expensive. But you can see, look how much metallic there is in that. You can see how different that looks from then just like a standard, like a metallic mesh, which would be this. I'm sure I have some of that in here somewhere. Here's some coral that I got for the seahorse wreath. I just love this color. This just has like the lines of the metallic in there. You can see that, as opposed to the wide foil, which I just showed you, which is like almost like a solid foil. So Trendy Tree actually has a video. If you type in different types of poly mesh, they go through all of them. They show you all of them. Now, somebody asked me one time, you know, Christina, what's the difference between poly mesh and deco mesh? Nothing. It's just, there's nothing, there's no difference at all. Some people call it poly mesh, some people call it deco mesh. You have your poly burlap, which is what we're going to do the flower with. You have paper mesh, which is absolutely awful. Don't ever use it. It's terrible. It frays like crazy. I'm trying to think what else there is. Fabric mesh is absolutely amazing. If you've never worked with it before, again, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's very, very soft. It's not like deco mesh like this, and it can be a bit abrasive. It's very, very soft and does not fray as much. Again, like I said, it's more expensive, but it's really, really pretty. I bought some fabric mesh to use in the bee wreath. And you can get that. Hobby Lobby has it sometimes. I know for the fall, they have a really pretty fabric mesh in fall colors. So I'm just trying to fix my ruffles here. Sometimes I get a little bit OCD with my ruffles. We've got 10 people here. Hey, Susan, when did you jump on? Sneaky? Did you jump on when I was like down and out and I was trying to get my laptop to turn back on?
No, I jumped on about 5 minutes ago.
How are you, my dear?
I'm okay. How about
I'm good.
you?
Yeah, my laptop.
Good, I'm so.
You missed it. Susan's been
Oh,
around us
God.
quite a bit of mishaps in classes, so she missed this one. Now, my laptop fell on the floor, so everything went black. And all these fun ladies were just chit-chatting amongst themselves. Yeah, Susan likes to laugh at me.
Oh,
Susan, we have a couple of new members here tonight. Susan's been with me since the very beginning. Susan, we have Connie here and we have Dawn. They're brand new.
Hi, y'all. I'm so glad to meet you.
You're going to love Susan. She's a sweetheart.
Thank you.
We're missing Bunny, though. I thought Bunny was
I was about to ask you, where is Bunny?
She said she wanted the video or she was going to be here. I can't remember. I'm going to redo my
Wait a minute. I know. Well, I think I know. I think she had like a previous engagement or something,
okay.
and she was going to miss class, and she was really upset.
Aww.
Yeah.
Is she at the beach now? I think she's at the beach.
Think so. Yeah. Mhm.
I just redid this ruffle, you guys, just because I didn't like the way it looks. So I'm just putting it back in there again. What do you think of the snowball mesh, Susan?
So those are. Oh, it's beautiful. Those are 30-inch ruffles.
Yes, ma'am. You know me. I like my ruffles.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
But we're going to be doing something different pretty soon. We're going to be doing with the Let Your Light Shine wreath kit. I don't know if you bought that. I think you did, didn't you? The one with the lights that come with it, the LED lights.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, she's actually, I just talked to her today. She's actually, she placed the order for all the kits.
I get a little excited, don't
What's that? It's what?
I said, I get a little excited.
I do too. I keep messing with this ruffle because it's bothering me, and I just need to leave it alone. You know how sometimes you just have to walk away and leave something alone, so I'm just going to walk away from that one. We'll move on to the next one.
I'm going to mute myself, okay,
my dear? I'm so glad you're here.
Thank
Stacy's here
you.
too. I didn't see Stacy jump on. Hey, Stacy.
I jumped on right when your laptop messed up.
Okay. See, it's your fault.
I was thinking that maybe I did something wrong.
I love your laugh, Susan. Oh my God, you kill me. I think this is my last one up on the top here. But you can see, look how full this wreath is. This is why I love this method. Now, again, it's going to depend entirely on what kind of mesh you have. If you have, you know, like I said, I like Hobby Lobby mesh, but if you have Hobby Lobby mesh, you might find that it doesn't fill in as nicely as, you know, a better quality mesh like this. But it's not the end of the world. You can just add more ruffles. Now, I'm full here. All my ties are filled. But I do have a couple of pieces left. So, like I said, even though I probably don't need to, because look how full this is. Look how nice and full that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Even though I don't need to, I mean, what am I going to do with this? I mean, what am I going to do, like hang it on my wall? I mean, I want to do something with it. Connie, that looks nice.
Thank you. I had to add extra in.
There's nothing wrong with that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, just because I have the extra pieces. So I need to find my pipe cleaners. I know I had some pink ones over here. Watch me knock my laptop over again. So all I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put one down here where this ruffle was bothering me. You're just going to go ahead and you're going to find a space in between your ruffles. I've got a little bit of fraying going on here too.
Christina,
Yeah.
for the extra fill-in, would it be better to not put a 30-inch ruffle and maybe split it?
Yeah, because I'm not going to go ahead and cut it again because I've already got them cut. Who's laughing?
Me.
No, I'm not going to. Is that Emily?
Yes.
I see. I'm getting to know your voices now. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to squish it in there. See, I got a nice space there. See, I made a space. See that? I got a space. And that's the ruffle that was bothering me, so that's where I'm going to put it. So I just go ahead and I take my pipe cleaner and I just wrap it around. I'm going to wrap it around the middle and the bottom. I'm not just going to wrap it around one. I always try to wrap it around two because it just gives a little bit more stability that way. The only thing I'm going to use these extra pipe cleaners for, though, is to add my extra ruffle. I'm not going to put ribbon in those. This is just to get my extra pieces in and out of the way. We'll get it in there, don't worry. It may seem like it's not going to fit, but I'm going to make it fit. It's so funny. I don't know who's heard this story before, but you know, I have my son and my daughter that still live with me. I have my oldest that just moved to Colorado. But I have my son and my younger daughter that still live with me, and they work. And I always bring my wreath out after class and show them. And the first thing they always say is, "Damn, that's huge," because these ruffle wreaths are just so poofy. And then you have the work wreath, but I just love it. I just love how poofy they are. Mom, that's huge. And then they say, "Where are you going to put that?" That's exactly right. Where am I going to put that? Because I'm running out of room. Now, let me see where else I can put a ruffle here. Again, I really probably don't need to do it, but I'm going to because I don't want to have these extra pieces laying around.
Can I jump in for a second?
So again, I'm just wrapping it around two. You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm doing the two bottom wires here. And this is another reason why when you're working with bigger pieces of mesh that you want to cut your ribbons at 14 inches. If your ribbons were any shorter than 14 inches, you wouldn't be able to see them because the ruffles are just so big. You want to be able to see your ribbons. This is where I wish I had an extra hand. Wouldn't it be nice to have 3 hands? See that? It works. Oh, I got a piece I gotta pull off here. Okay. I think I only have one more maybe. Again, you don't have to do this. I just lost my piece. Just like I don't like to throw leftovers away. I'll eat something that's been in my fridge for like a couple of weeks as long as it doesn't look too bad. It's like, oh, that looks good, all right, I'll eat it. Because I don't like to throw food away. Just like I don't like to have extra mesh laying around. I know you guys think I'm crazy. Susan, you're probably laughing right now, huh? Is this pink or is this orange? Yeah, that's pink.
No, actually, I'm calling 911 for you, dear.
If it doesn't have mold on it, it's not smelly.
That is
No, I'm
gross.
teasing. I'm teasing.
That is so gross. Oh. Mm.
Oh my God. I'm teasing. I don't want to get sick. But you know, if I didn't have my kids at home, I probably would just eat a bowl of cereal for like a meal because, you know, I'm a very simple eater. But they like Mama's cooking, so I'm always cooking something. Mama would probably be a lot thinner if she wasn't cooking for her kids anymore. I almost lost my laptop again. It's because I'm pulling on my mesh here like a maniac. Now, once you add your ribbon and everything, you're not going to have to worry about any gaps. I mean, I didn't really have any gaps anyway. I just wanted to use my mesh. There. Actually, I think I have one more piece. One more or two more. Sorry, guys. I want to keep using this up. Let's see where else we can put one. I think I'm going to need to take my Mother's Day wreath now, though. I can put this one up in its place. Now, again, if you want to lay something down on the end, if that bothers you as you're ruffling it, you can certainly do that. Who watched the royal wedding today? I think it's so romantic.
I did. I watched it with you.
That's right, because did you watch it because I sent you the link?
Yeah, I did.
I turned it on just as they were doing their vows.
Oh.
Yeah. And I love the whole horse-drawn carriage thing and everything afterwards, too. That's just so romantic.
It truly is.
But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think he should have shaved.
Well, I think so too. I think he looked like
No, come on.
he looked like a street drunk.
I know. I think you should have shaved for the wedding. I don't know. That's just me. You guys, I got one more. Bear with me. I got one more I'm going to squeeze in here. You know what, though? Honestly, I would just love to hang that on my wall, just like that. I think it's so pretty. I just love that snowball mesh. Let me see where else I can add one.
Christine, how long was your mesh?
How long were the pieces?
No. What was the
Oh, well, they're
length?
standard. They're standard size, 10 by
30?
Yep.
Well, you've got a lot of extra pieces.
I know I do. I don't know how the heck that happened. I'm looking at the back to see where I added them. I'm going to try to make it even here. I'm going to put one over here, I think.
Christine, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I sold a wreath.
Holy moly. Congratulations. Wow, that's great.
And I don't make them to sell, but I did sell one.
But that's what happens. You get somebody that goes on your page or they come to your house and they see it. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I'm not making these to sell. I'm just doing it for the fun. But I'm telling you, Susan, how many things did you sell that you made in my classes? Remember that? Remember your garland?
Oh my gosh.
Your Christmas garland and your little tomato cage trees?
Yeah, I think I sold 6 trees.
Yes.
And
It just
at least
happened, you guys.
8 garlands.
Wow, yours were gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys, wait until the fall when we start doing Christmas stuff. Oh my goodness gracious. Tomato cage Christmas trees, and we do the snowman. What else do we do? It's Christmassy. Oh, I love making Christmas wreaths. Some people are making them already. I think we're done. I think I'm done adding. All right, let's call it a night. Look how pretty that is. Tell me that's not pretty. All right, let me get a drink here. So the other ones, if you did add extra pipe cleaners, just tuck those inside because we're not going to be using those. We're just going to be adding ribbon to the ones that you added initially. Okay. Hold on 1 second for me. I just got to respond to a text here. Of course. Okay, here's what I have for ribbons. Flamingo ribbon is very hard to find, but I did manage to find it. I think it was Linda from Honey Pot Junction who is doing the Let Your Light Shine wreath kit. Isn't that the cutest thing? So I have that and a 2.5. Typically, I'd like to pair a 2.5 and a 1.5. I do 2 ribbons per tie. I know some wreath makers do 3 per tie, but I like to do 2. I have this really pretty pink and white polka dot in a 2.5. I have these cute little polka dots with a bunch of different colors in a 1.5. I think you've got that too, Connie, that polka dot, don't you?
Yes, I do. And
I have this really pretty teal. I love that pattern in a 2.5. So I actually have 3 2.5s. I cut a little bit extra because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. And then I have this pastel, like a checked in a 1.5. So I actually ended up cutting an extra roll, an extra pattern, because I wasn't quite sure which one I wanted to use. And that happens sometimes. I'll just cut extra just because I'm not sure which one I'm going to want to use. So let me set these aside for a minute because I'm going to do my sign first. I like to put the sign on, and then I add my ribbons. So I actually had a couple of different options for the sign, but the one that I was going to use, I'm not going to use because it had too much green in it. I think I'm going to use this one I got from Hobby Lobby. Isn't that cute? I love that one. So you can go ahead and you can stick it in the middle, or you can stick it on the side. I have a tendency to always put my signs in the middle, just because I like the way they look in the middle. Let me stand this up for a second here and see, without knocking something over here, where I want to put this. I think I'm going to put it in the middle, but I'm going to kind of put it at a little bit of an angle.
How do you have the pipe cleaners attached to the
I'll
sign?
show you in 1 second. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. What the heck happened? Here we go. I'm up north where it doesn't really get all that hot, so I just use hot glue, and I stuck my pipe cleaner in there. You can use staple gun. You can also use, there are these cable tie holders. They're near the zip ties. You can get them at Walmart, and they have a sticky backing, and there's a hole through them, and you can put that on the back of your sign, and you can slip your pipe cleaner through that. That's another way to do it. I think Ronnie said Ronnie was going to use those on hers. But a lot of people in the South have problems with hot glue, so, and I apologize, I should have put instructions in the group on how to do that, but I just have hot glue with a couple of pipe cleaners because this sign is pretty light. I like to use light signs. I don't like really heavy signs because they never seem to lay right in my wreath. So let me look and see how I want to lay this. I think I'm going to put it in the middle, but I kind of want to angle it a little bit. I don't want it to be going straight across. All right, so you just go ahead and you feed your pipe cleaner through. Find your wreath form. Yeah, there's nothing worse than hanging your sign and you go to hang your wreath on your wall and the sign slides down. It's so annoying. That's why, like I said, I try to find lighter signs because they're just easier. Oh, maybe I will just have it going straight across. Oh, now I'm blurry again. You want to make sure that it's kind of resting on the top, but you don't want it to be hidden by your mesh. Just kind of wrap it around. Don't put it too tight yet in case you have to adjust it. You can tighten it later.
Hi, Christina. It's Mimi.
Hi, Mimi. What's
Just
up,
visiting.
girl?
Just
How are
visiting.
you?
Good, good.
You like my big puffy wreath?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Just trying to get my sign here. And a lot of times you'll notice when you hang your sign, after you get it on your wall, you can sort of arrange your mesh around it so it sort of holds it as well. And this is a kind of a tiny sign, but I didn't like the other one I had. I had a bigger one, but the colors I didn't think were really going to work. So this is a little bit of a tiny sign. But again, you don't want to stick it in too far where you can't see it. You want to be able to see it. So once we get our ribbons and everything on. So there's my sign. I'm just going to let it sit right in the middle. I don't think I'm going to put it in an angle. I kind of like it in the middle like that. And just tighten this side up a little bit. And I only have the pipe cleaners on the top because, again, it is a light sign. If it was heavier, I would put pipe cleaners at the bottom too. Again, if you're going to use a staple gun, I would go to a hardware store and buy one of the industrial staple guns or staplers, because the little office ones they're not going to hold. They're not going to hold your sign. They're not going to hold the pipe cleaners in. So I'm just going to let it sit in the middle. I kind of like that. Now, I know my pink is a little bit off. You know, I know a lot of people, wreath makers, who try to match colors exactly with their sign. You know, I'm not going to fret about that. You know, this is more of a coral, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Oops. So there's that. Now I'm going to start adding my ribbon. Let me just hold that up for a second. Yeah, that looks cute. I like that. All right, so I think I'm going to start with my Flamingo. And you kind of have to decide ahead of time what you want to pair with what, or a lot of times you won't really know what you want to pair with it until you get it on there. But I'm going to try this polka dot with this Flamingo here. And you just lay it on top of it. You fold it in half, try to find your center. We'll pinch it in the middle. I start on the outside. Again, don't worry about the ties that you added afterwards, just the ones that were originally there. And you just pinch it in the middle and you stick it in there and give it a couple of twists. But you can see how these are nice because these just kind of add to it. They're like a little decoration. And I like my ribbons to go out. See, now that's going to bother me because the flamingo's upside down. See that? I can't have that. Let's turn it around. I think he's still going to be upside down no matter what I do. I'm just going to have to deal with it now that I think about it. Well, no, he's right side up over here. He's just going to be upside down over there. I know, crazy. And I like to kind of have them on the outside all going out. So I like to kind of curl them under with my finger a little bit, which is why you always want to use wired ribbon. I love polka dots though too. Polka dots are so pretty. Polka dot ribbon. So there's your first bundle. Now, I told you in the prep that I always like to cut extra pieces at 16 inches as well. So I like to add little bow ties. So let me see if what I cut extra here of. Did I cut extra of this polka dot? Yes, I did. You can use the flamingo. I could use the flamingo or I could use the polka dot. I'm going to use the polka dot to make a little bow tie. And I didn't dovetail the ends. They're flat. Just fold it over and make a circle. Make sure that your ends are overlapping because you're going to pinch it in the middle. Just like that. Okay? And put it right on top. And that adds a nice little touch to your bundle there. See that? Isn't that cute? So now let's see what I want to do. I think I'm going to do, I'm not quite sure if I want to use this teal. This, typically I like to pair a 1.5 with a 2.5. But I don't know if I want to use that teal. Let me grab this one and see if I like this one instead. Even though I know this is the one that was in the example photo, that sign that was used in that one also had teal in it, which is why I think this ribbon was used. I don't have teal on my sign this time. But I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like that one. Let me see how this one looks. Sometimes you don't know until, and there's really nothing wrong with pairing 2.5 inch ribbons. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Let me go back over on this side. Just find your next tie here. You don't have to put ribbons in every tie because I don't like them to be overlapping so much where I can't, you know, where they just cover each other. I don't like that. I gotta see how this looks, if I want to use this ribbon or not. It's so pretty though. Yeah, I really like that ribbon. I want to use that ribbon instead. Even though it's 2.5 inch, that's okay. I think I cut a polka dot piece I can use for a bow tie in that one. You can do anything with this. You can add little sunglasses. You could add maybe a little pair of flip-flops, anything beachy. Yeah. Go back to our flamingo ribbon. I like the way these two look together. You don't have to put a bow tie in every in every bundle, but I think it makes it look nice. I like the way it looks. My sign seems to be sliding down. I might have to loosen it up a little bit. You can always stick your ruffles under it too. That sometimes helps to hold your sign up. There. All right, what do we need next here? Back to the polka dot. And a lot of times you don't really know how something's going to look until you get it on your wreath. I might put a bow tie in that one after. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I think I have a couple of pieces of this one that I cut longer too, so. I got this from Hobby Lobby. This ribbon's really good quality for Hobby Lobby. I mean, you can find some good quality stuff at Hobby Lobby. It's very thick. I just love how that looks. I love that little bow tie that I add in there. I might as well put one in there too, just to keep it the same. Again, when I'm making a wreath, I like to have every component, have its time in the spotlight. I don't really know how to put it any other way than that. I like to be able to see my mesh. I like to add ribbon. I don't like to have too much of one thing. Back to the flamingo and the polka dot. Yeah, I think my flamingo is going to be upside down no matter what I do. So it is what it is. Actually, I think I'm going to put him this way. Let's see. When I get to the top, I don't usually add ribbon to every tie because sometimes it can interfere with the sign. I don't want to cover up the sign, so we just kind of have to see when we get there. Like this tie is too close to this one in my opinion, so I don't want to put ribbon in that one. So I'm just going to go over to this one. And I think it's going to overlap, and I don't want it to overlap. These work wreath forms are funny sometimes. I think they make them in a hurry, and they end up putting the ties too close together. Okay, I keep forgetting that I might not be on camera here. I'm so busy working. After however many classes I've done, you'd think I'd get used to paying attention to where the camera is. I think I'm up to 65 classes now, I think, that we've done since we started the group, or since I started the group. Holy moly. Miss Susan, did you have a nice birthday? I think she fell asleep. We both
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
No?
No, I haven't.
How was
Just
your birthday?
Having trouble unmuting.
Oh, it's okay.
My birthday was wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yours is
Did
tomorrow.
your hubby pamper you?
Oh, of course, of course.
Nice.
And yours is tomorrow.
It is.
Happy birthday. Happy early birthday, sweetie.
My dear, thank you.
You are welcome.
How great is it that my birthday falls on a Sunday? I love Sundays anyway because they're just so chill and, you know, relaxing. I'm very excited that it's falling on a Sunday.
That'll be so nice.
My kids are going to take me out to dinner, and my sister-in-law is going to be there. That'll be fun. I was painting my house the other day, Susan. Yesterday, because it was 70 degrees here yesterday, and today it's 49. It's 49 degrees here today. We had the heat on.
You were
Crazy.
painting.
Well, here's the story. I'll tell you my story. We're renting. We're renting right now, okay? We don't own this house. And I'm hosting our Memorial Day cookout this year. And the back of the house, off the deck, the paint's been kind of peeling since we moved in. And I kept telling the landlord, you know, just if you don't have time to do it, just, you know, bring me the paint and I'll do it. I don't mind. I love to paint. And, you know, he just, I don't know if he's lazy or just doesn't feel like doing it. So finally he dropped the paint off. And so I was just painting the back of my house yesterday. It was so nice and it was so much fun. I forgot how much I love to paint because I want it to look nice when everybody gets here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
come to my house and paint.
I will. I love to paint.
I'd love for you to. I would keep you in wine and
Chocolate.
whatever Polish treats you like, and
Polish treats. You're so funny.
I don't know what they are.
Pierogies.
Pierogi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ronnie made some pierogies. So she's making pierogies tomorrow.
Oh.
We made stuffed cabbage today.
Oh, that sounds good.
I don't know if Ronnie's still here. Ronnie, are you still here?
I'm still here.
How was your stuffed cabbage?
Oh, they were awesome. My son, it was like he died and went to heaven.
Yum.
Oh.
Tomorrow are the kibasi and pierogies.
Pierogies and kielbasa tomorrow. Yum. Susan, do you eat a lot of pimento cheese down there?
Do I eat a lot of what?
Pimento cheese.
Oh, law, honey. Pimento cheese is the pate of the South.
I know. I love pimento cheese. Do you guys, Ronnie, do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, mercy, Ronnie.
Cheese and mayonnaise and like shredded cheddar cheese and mayonnaise.
And pimento.
Pimentos, obviously.
And you just whip it and whip it and whip it.
Yeah.
And oh my
You put it on
gosh,
crackers.
it's
It's really
We
good.
had it, so we were in Kansas City, Missouri, and they had it.
oh, it's good.
I have to chime in. I don't like it.
Yeah, do what?
My husband loved it. He lived by it, but it's a texture thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
See, now I
husband
get
can't
more
stand
ribbon.
it either.
Oh, mine loved it. Absolutely loved it.
But people put it on like burgers and they make grilled cheese out of it, and
yes,
you can make pimento cheese macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Now we do with our burgers out on the grill, and then we get that super sharp, soft cheddar. It's like in a little bucket.
Is that
like
Mertz cheddar?
I'm sorry?
Is it called Mertz?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, they have a port wine too.
It's like a spread.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then right before you pull them off the grill, you throw a big old spoonful or chunk, or I use an ice cream scoop.
Scoop. There you go.
Oh, it
Yum.
is to die for.
That sounds delicious.
What kind
of
Yum.
Christina, what kind of cheese was that?
I think it's called Mertz. That might be the brand. I could be wrong. I think I used to watch a show called Chicago's Best, and it was just about restaurants and stuff in Chicago. And there was a place called it was a burger place, and they used Mertz cheddar. I just remember that it was like a spread. I don't know if you can get it around here or not, but it's a cheese, it's a sharp cheese
I'll
spread.
have to look because my husband's eyes just bugged out of his head.
Who, Glenn?
he heard ice cream scoop of cheese on a burger.
Oh my God.
Tell him I said so sorry.
That's what we'll have Monday.
There was a restaurant here in St. Louis, in downtown St. Louis. It was called the Fatted Calf. And that's where I got it from.
Mm-hmm.
And they shut down about 3 years ago, and we just keep doing it at home.
There you go. All right, I'd love to keep talking about food, but what's happening right now, you guys, is that every time somebody talks, it goes to your video, and so let's finish the wreath, and then we can talk more about food. I need to call Zoom and find out how I can keep that from happening. I need to be able to say, listen, I want to be able to talk to everybody, but I want the video to stay on me. How can I do that? So they need to be able to help me with that, because I don't want to tell everybody that you can't talk. That's not, But we get to chatting, and then forget about it. When you start talking about food, it's all over. So when you get to the top here, just be a little cognizant of your sign. You don't want to cover your sign with your ribbons. So now I'm hungry. What did we have for dinner? I'm trying to remember what we had for dinner. I love this polka dot. Now, when you get to the top, you can sort of fan your ribbons out a little bit. Like when I'm on the bottom, I like them all to go one way, but when I get to the top, I fan them out a little bit. All right, let's see what we can do now here. I don't know why I didn't cut enough of this polka dot. I might have to cut some more of this polka dot ribbon because I don't have enough. Again, I don't really have this color teal in my sign, but I like this ribbon, so I'm going to use it. I was so excited when I saw it at Hobby Lobby that day. They have different colors in this pattern too with the teal. I don't know if they have them at your Hobby Lobby, but they did at mine.
I was just there. I bought that same color that you're working with.
You
They have
did?
red and pink.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And I seen the polka spot. Did you get the multicolor polka spot one at Hobby Lobby also?
Did you say pokey spot?
Uh-huh. That's what my granddaughter calls them for
Polka
7
spot?
years.
That's so cute.
Polka spots. We gotta have polka spots.
I'm like, did you say pokey spot? Yes, I love polka dot ribbon. I love it. I haven't been there. Actually, I'll tell you a little story. I needed red, white, and blue mesh, and I knew that Hobby Lobby had mesh on sale. And, you know, my daughter knows that when she brings me to Hobby Lobby that, you know, I'm going to spend too much money. So I had to give her the money to go get it for me. So she was headed out that way anyway. The Hobby Lobby is about 30 minutes from our house. And she likes to go to the mall and shop and hang out. She doesn't want her mom hanging around. So I just gave her the money to pick it up for me. So, because if she drops me off there, you know, and she takes my car and goes to the mall, I'm done. I can't be left there. I just end up spending too much money. So I think I need to cut some more of this polka dot. I have one piece left, and I might want to add more. I don't know yet. This was a huge roll, this polka dot. It was like 30 feet. It was a big roll. Let's see. Where am I going to put this one here? That one might be a little bit too close, but I'm going to put it there. See, I don't want to do that because it's going to overlap. I'm going to kind of tuck that down. And I'm going to put it over here. This is why, again, I don't like to put ribbon in every tie because I don't want it to cover, you know, I want it to have its own time in the spotlight. And if it's all overlapping and covering each other, I don't like that. It's got to have equal time, equal shares. Yeah, I'm going to need more polka dot. Where's my polka dot or my pokey spot? I'm going to call it pokey spot from now on.
I am having a fit over the flamingo ribbon. Where did you get that?
I got that from Linda, who does the, who's doing the Let Your Light Shine wreath kit. She has a group called Honey Pot Junction. It's a closed group or a secret group, so you're probably not going to be able to find it. Who was that just asked me that? Was that Dawn? Who just asked me about the flamingo ribbon?
That was me.
Who's me?
Dawn.
Okay, I'm still trying to get used to your voice. I'm sorry. Yeah, she has a closed group. She doesn't really let too many people into her group, or a secret group, I should say. Whoops, there goes my sign. I can ask if she's got any more. But I
that would be great.
And I just happened to ask her, and she said she had some, so she sent me a roll. I'll see if I can find any for you, and I'll let you know. Okay, I'll message you.
That would be great. It's fabulous.
I love it too.
I'm all about the flamingos, so that's the main. I was like, oh my gosh.
And you want to see something really cute?
Kill me.
I make you guys really jealous now. She had this ribbon too, because I want to make a French-inspired wreath for my sister. And this ribbon has, look at that. It's got macarons on it. Isn't that the prettiest thing you've ever seen in your life?
Super cute.
I love that. So I got that from her too. All right, let me add some more of this. I feel like I have a gap in my ribbon down here, but you know what? I don't care. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. So wait a minute, I gotta go back to this one now. I get chatting and then I forget what I'm doing. Oh, I'm blurry. I'll fix it in 2 seconds here. There we go. So again, if you have some extra ties that you're not using, you can just tuck it underneath. Because like I said, on the top, I don't usually like to add ribbon in every tie because you have your sign as your focal point. And you kind of want your ribbon to like frame your sign. Sometimes it's difficult to get your ribbon to lay right when your ruffles are so big. It can be a little bit frustrating. Just take your time. Sometimes I like tuck it in. You can see that. I kind of tuck it in to the mesh and it holds it. I'll be playing with this after I get out of class. I hang it on my wall and I play with it for a little while before I snap a picture. All right, what do I want to do for my, I'll do a polka dot bow tie on that one. Are you still here, Mimi? Mimi pops in and out. She has grandkids that she watches. She's a sweetheart. I keep thinking that I'm ready for grandkids, but then I don't know. My son is 27. My daughter in Colorado is, let me think for a second here, 22. She's going to be 25, I think. Hold on, let me think. 22. Hold on, she's going to be 26. Wow. Oh, I'm so old. My youngest is 23, going on 24. Now, I was 26 when I had my son, but he doesn't like me to remind him of that because he's not ready yet, he said. I was 26 when I started, and I was 29 when I was done, and I had 3 kids. Boom, boom, boom. Get them all the way. So now we have an issue. I'm going to tell you what my issue is, and it's going to bother me because I have a space here that I want to put more ribbon, but I can't put that because it'll be 2 ribbons next to each other that are the same, and I don't like to do that. That makes me crazy. So I don't know what I'm going to do here unless I just don't put any ribbon there. What do you guys think? Then I'll have a gap there with no ribbon.
Hold it up and flip it around.
Yeah,
Pick
I'm
it up
going
and
to do
look
that.
at it.
But you see what I mean? I can't put this here because it'll be next to this one, and I can't put that there because it'll be next to that one, but I know. But then I feel like there's a gap there that I'm not happy with. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to think on that.
No.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it doesn't look bad by any means.
You mean the gap?
It doesn't really look that
Yeah.
bad. Not at all.
I know what I'm going to do. Hold on. I think I'm going to put some more down here.
What if you flip-flop and do the pokey spots on the bottom?
I love
Usually on
that.
the
I
top.
love you said pokey spots. I love that. That's so cute. But I do like this flamingo ribbon. I gotta tell you, I have no problem with adding more of it. I think I'm just gonna put it down here. I just happened to find another set of pipe cleaners. Another set here down here. So it's not really next to it, it's sort of like below it. I think I can deal with that. That's what your granddaughter calls them, you said, or pokey spots?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
And then she has her elk bow and her fork head.
A what?
Her elk bow, she puts a K in elbow.
Oh.
And a K in fork in a forehead. So it's not a forehead, it's like a fork that you eat with.
That's so cute. Oh my
Fork head.
God. Susan likes that.
What a little doll.
And how old is she?
She was 7 in December.
How cute. All right, that's what I did. I just kind of stuck it down here. I might still put something up here. I have to kind of hang it on my wall and look at it and see. Let me put another, maybe I'll do a flamingo bow tie down here. We haven't done one of those yet. You know, a lot of times the wreath that you see, the finished wreath that you see in class ends up always looking a little bit different when I'm done and I take a picture because I mess with it a little bit. I mess with it and I add something or I take something away or I move it. I only have a little tiny bit of pipe cleaner here. I'm trying to get this bow tie in. Hold on 1 second for me. I'm going to make it work. Here we go. I actually decided to add the polka dot ribbon at the last minute. I forgot that I had it. I didn't even have it picked out to use in the wreath. But I found it and I thought, I'm going to use that. I like that. I mean, have you ever gone and bought a roll of ribbon and had no idea what you were going to use it for just because you liked it? I mean, I do that more times than I can even count. So I'm a ribbon fanatic. Okay. So I think I'm done for now. I might go back and put some more in there. I don't know. I kind of have to hang it on my wall and look at it and see.
Very nice.
A little bit. Oh, thank you.
Fabulous.
I love
Looks
that.
great,
Really
Chris.
fabulous. I'm gonna be thinking of pokey spots all night now. There we go.
Fabulous.
Yeah, look at that. We made it just before 10 o'clock. Let's see, Connie. Can I see? Let me tap on your picture so I can see your wreath here. I want to see your handiwork. Oh, I love that. See, those ribbons worked out great. And there's that summer sign. I had that one too, that flamingo summer sign. I had that one too. Where did you get your flamingo ribbon, Connie?
Craft Outlet.
Oh, crap. That must have been before they sold out. Like, they're sold out of basically everything now.
They had just gotten stuff in. I jumped on that day and bought a ton of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah, it's easy to get your bill up there at Craft Outlet. So it's very, very easy to do.
I did not.
So, what's that? I'm going to mess with my ribbon a little bit. Actually, I think I forgot to put a bow tie over here. Hold on. Do I have another piece of pokey spot? Let me cut one more piece here. I got to have another bow tie. Got to make it even. There. I don't know, I feel like my sign is down too far. I might want to lift it up a little bit. I'm not sure yet. There we go, everybody. It's my very fancy and colorful flamingo wreath.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Turned out
Fabulous.
nice, Chris.
What's that?
I said it turned out really nice.
Oh, thank you. I want to see all of yours when you're done. If you have any questions, I was supposed to message somebody about something. I can't remember what it is now. Was that you, Connie, or you, Dawn, about something? Wreath forms? Was that it?
No, but I definitely wanted to talk to you about, oh my gosh, the wood burner. I've got one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't used it yet.
Okay. No, you know what? It's very easy to do, but there's certain steps that you have to take before you use it. And there's a certain kind that you have to buy. You're burning plastic basically. So you should wear a mask when you do it. I mean, I don't, because for some reason, I don't ever really smell burning plastic, but I've heard people, they have concerns about that, especially if you have breathing issues or you're asthmatic, but we can talk about all that. But it's awesome. I love my wood burning tool. I always use it to cut my mesh now. I use my rotary cutter to cut my ribbon. That's what I use my rotary cutter for now. All right, guys, you have a fabulous night. I'm going to hang this on my wall and play with it a little bit and take a picture and post it in the group.
Good night.
Night,
All right,
night.
good
Happy
night.
Good
birthday.
night. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
You can all post in the
birthday.
group tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.